Welcome back. So the plan for this evening is to go for a nice hike along a little inlet on the Willistook River. It snowed a few days ago, so there's still a little bit of snow on the ground and in the trees. And we have 2.5 hours before sunset, so we'll go see what kind of images we can make this evening. I just want to quickly apologize for any lip smacking noises you may hear during this video. I decided it would be a good idea to chew on gum while I filmed this, which obviously it's not. Okay, bye. So now there's even a slight addition to the plans for this evening. No longer is it just get some good images, but it's also don't fall down the hill. I was just trying to investigate, maybe a shot back that way. Didn't really find anything I was interested in. In the future here again, I had taken a quick test shot in that direction of the tree trunk there. I hadn't liked it on site, but when I got home and looked at it on the computer, it actually turned out to be quite nice. Sure, I'll share that with you guys now, and I promise this is the last interruption for this video. But I realized that everything on the side of this hill is just absolutely coated in ice, and it's quite steep, and the river is right there. So if I fall or I drop any of my stuff down there, it's going to be tough to get it back. So the plan is to not do that and just get some good images. Oh, well. There are lots of interesting trees in here. It's just a shame it's so dark. And it would be nicer with a nice fresh coat of snow instead of 3-day-old crunchy stuff that doesn't stick on the trees quite the same. I might have to come back for these trees some other time. It's very nice. Ooh. The birch trees, so there's 1, 2, and 3. It's definitely not the right conditions right now. It's way too busy with all the other brush in the foreground and the trees in the background, but with a little bit of fog, there could be quite a nice image here. I'll have to mark this one down. So there's not a cloud in the sky right now. And as I was walking through here, I was looking at all these nice lit up trees over in the clearing to my left. And I just noticed that you can see the moon just up in the sky as well. I'd say it's about half full. And no real images are speaking to me, but I may as well try. There's a little bit of snow in one of the trees over to the left of the moon. So we'll see if we can frame something up and use some negative space to try and capture a nice image with one of the pine trees and the moon. Nope, that's not gonna work. We'll have to try something else. All right, so that wasn't really working. Tripod, it's not the best tripod. I couldn't get it tall enough to get the right angle without doing some really scary stuff with the center column. I'm gonna try and hand hold it. We'll see what happens. So line it up. 1/800th of a second, shutter speed. F5. ISO 160. Not a particularly textbook image, but interesting enough, and it's gonna get my creative juices flowing for the rest of the evening, so it's fun for the bag. All right, onwards. Hopefully do some more interesting images. There's some more lovely light around this corner here, so maybe we'll have some more interesting subjects. We can make this work, hopefully in time before the sun totally goes away. Might actually be better as a portrait. Oh yes, very nice. Let's go to look at it. All right, we're just gonna pop it into manual. Really make sure I get focus on all the small branches. There you go. Better than the previous image. Still not going to win any awards, but it's interesting with these fallen trees in the foreground, with the lit up pine trees in the background, and shade, because we're kind of in a weird valley right now. It kind of feels like you're just surrounded on all sides, which in essence you are. But I think it makes quite a unique image. All right, that's a wrap on that one. Put this away. Oh, jeez, that's cold. Moving on. I was gonna head back over that way behind me now, but the way the sun is, I think it's gonna go behind a hill over there before it is over here. So I'm worried there will be no more light over there, even though there's still an hour before sunset. I'm sort of going to backtrack a little bit, head in the opposite direction, and maybe, oh geez, maybe I'll be more fortunate over here. So I'll come back to you when I see something a little bit more interesting, or if I fall and hurt myself. We'll see. Not exactly the image I was expecting, but I just rolled up on this. Whoa! Well, that would be helpful. I should have had the camera set up already. Right, this fallen tree there. It's quite nice clearing and some nice backlighting. So we'll get the camera set up. Might be a nice image here. I'll give this one some more time. I'll work this one a bit harder than the last couple. Because this could be something quite nice. Very sketchy. I need to get a new little tripod for that camera. The legs that are on it now, they're just really cheap plastic, and they're freezing and bending, and the ball head doesn't stay secure anymore. So it's quite tippy, and especially on a hill, it's quite precarious. All right, so I'm just getting this one framed up. It's quite nice. I'm trying to weight everything properly, which is kind of difficult with a fallen tree. But at the moment we're working with aperture of f9, shutter speed a 40th of a second, and ISO 500. There we go. Hopefully you guys like it. Pack it up, and we'll see what else we can find down the way. Good thing I'm not using my carry clip or whatever it's called today, because it is absolutely covered in ice and there is no chance at all that it'll be holding a camera. So I'll have to remember to not put it face down in the snow. I see some light. We're following the light. We're going away from the river now because I don't know this area super well. And I'm not entirely sure if there will be a clearing with easy access to the shoreline. So I'm kind of walking maybe off trail a little bit, but uphill, because there's this, which I'm not sure how well it comes across on this little camera, but there's quite a lot of nice light up there. So I guess I'm turning into a light chaser. I just switched over to a longer lens. There's quite a unique scene happening. I'm going handheld now, so I kind of need to crank up the shutter speed, lower the aperture, just so my ISO doesn't end up going too high. But two things are happening. Lots of snow is being blown off the tops of these trees, so it's kind of giving like a, it looks like it's snowing, but everything's like reflecting the evening light, so it's kind of sparkly, which is nice. And also, the way the sun's kind of cresting over this hill, the light is reflecting off snow on branches, and it kind of gives it a unique ladder look. I don't know, I think it's quite interesting. Although the light is changing quickly, so hang out here a little bit longer. All right, I think I'm gonna gradually make my way back towards the car in the same way that I came in here. I just think it will be the best chance I have of actually getting some of the sunset, although the sky is still perfectly blue and there's no clouds. So I don't necessarily think there'll be much of a dramatic sunset tonight. That being said, I don't have the luxury, I don't know what way I came in here. All right, let's go this way. I don't really have the luxury of coming out when the weather's perfect. I kind of just have to make the most of when I can get out. So if nothing else, this will be a great 2 hours spent outside. Now, are these my footprints? There's a lot of little trails in here. I'm gonna say yes, I'm going down here. Yeah, so even if the pictures tonight aren't the most dramatic, oh yes, it is. It's the big tree. Yeah, so even if the pictures aren't the best technically or emotionally, I'm having a great time. What other hobbies, slipping and sliding, give you the motivation to get outside in not ideal conditions. It feels like -20 right now. Everything's cold, but it's fun. I'm enjoying myself, and it's a good way to end the week. So head back this way, and maybe you'll hear from me again before I get back to the car. So I'm basically back at the car, but I spent the last couple minutes, I put the 55 to 200 mil lens back on, and I was kind of just cherry picking some images with this nice warm light, with these cedar trees, with snow on the leaves. It makes for some nice contrast. So I got a couple images of those, kind of just handheld walking around here. There was a little bit more light when I was taking them a minute ago, but I'll share those with you now. I'll make my way back to the car, and that'll be it for me. I hope you're ready for some ASMR satisfying ice smashing. back to the car. Like I mentioned, these images may not be my favorite, but I'm sure when I get home and look at them on my computer, I'll be able to figure out why I like or dislike them. So it's a learning experience, so you can't complain about that. I had an awesome 2 hours outside, just stomping around. I don't think we're gonna have much of a sunset. It's just blue as can be. So I'm gonna head home now, curl up by the fire, maybe read a book, and figure out where I wanna go take pictures next time. See you then.